Hello and welcome to DDOCaSplat. We're a static group that plays on Khyber on Tuesdays. We are going to reattempt the quest that killed us last week. And Discord, too. It killed us so bad, we wiped Discord. At least that's our story, and we're sticking to it. Don't realize how high at once, jeez. Well, while you guys are all being chatty here, I forgot that I'm trying to model the cloaks that they have going on. So here's the
I do one each week.
Here's the House G cloak. I'm a couple weeks behind because we missed one and then I forgot 1 week.
This is the Thrask cloak. I think I'm right beside it.
Yeah. And someone's crowding the shot with some silly cloak.
Is that like a werewolf or is that like a bat?
I think the Galanda one is a werewolf. That looks more werewolfy than a bat.
Yeah, but look at the ears. They're
I don't know. It kind of reminds me of a bat, definitely.
It's too like whiskery and furry for a bat, I think.
Bats are mammals. They have fur.
Yeah, I know they do,
it
but
does look batty.
I don't know. I don't think it is.
Well, no. I think you're right. It's a werewolf, but he's got those bat-like ears.
I forgot about those things.
Uzis.
Yeah.
Remnant.
Ooh, a lot of lost souls. Save those for later.
Wow, 3 lost souls right
Oh.
off the bat. Nice.
So, does anyone have a bracket still somewhat intact?
I gave up on
No,
basketball.
thank God.
Although
I
the
imagine
Bucks,
most people just busted, yeah.
although the
Probably.
Bucks are 1 game from clinching playoff.
The who?
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, the Bucks.
From clinching home court.
Yeah, home court, right?
Nice.
What? Why does anyone care? That's basketball.
Because basketball is way cooler than a lot of sports.
So my family does a bracket pool every year, or at least this is like the 3rd year we've done it, or 3rd or 4th year. And so I'm like, all of my teams are out. Like I don't have a single team left in the Final Four. So I wrote this kind of like farewell message that I don't exactly know what the reasoning is specifically. I don't know that I'm sure a lot of people would say that it doesn't need to be a reason, but my family is very unsupportive of a team from Durham, shall we say? Like they won't even say Duke, but they were the most like half the people picked Duke to win the whole thing.
Well, and Duke's come close
really?
to losing a
Yeah.
couple of times.
Oh, yeah, because of Zion, yeah.
I did not pick Duke. Well, they were the number 1 overall seed, so. But it's kind of this funny thing, right, where all these people are
Remnants back here.
picking Duke to win, but everyone has the opinion. Like there's this long-running kind of opinion joke thing about Duke always letting you down in the tournament, and like no one really likes Duke in my family either.
Yeah. No one likes Duke in my state.
Yeah. So there's this kind of funny thing where, like my uncle who kind of organizes the whole thing he's very good at like talking it up and kind of trash talking and stuff, but he picked Duke and like he can't bring himself to say the name or whatever. So I sent this email like, well, I'm out. I'm gonna hold my head high because for these reasons. And then like 5 of the points where I didn't pick Duke. Some variation of I didn't pick Duke. Because I picked Gonzaga.
Yeah.
But
Gonzaga was a big favorite.
yeah, no, I mean, and they're from my state, right? So like, a little. But I also put something in there that, like I autofilled based on autofilled my bracket based on some analysis who I don't even know his name. But I made 2 changes. I changed this guy had Duke winning and I changed it to Gonzaga. And they had University of Washington losing in the first round, which I changed as well. So one of my other points is I am clearly smarter than a so-called basketball expert. And then I think I also said something like basketball is a third-rate sport anyways, behind more enjoyable pastimes is baseball and football, both of them. And marginally ahead of such, quote, sports as golf and poker.
Nice.
The Brewers are off to a good start.
The Mariners are off to a good start. Holy cow. Best, first 7 games in franchise history or something like that? 7-1, including 3 out of 4 over the Red Sox.
Yeah.
They're really setting up for the second half slump this year.
Yeah. Well, who else is doing really good that they said was going to do bad, like the Royals or something like that, right? Or Baltimore, maybe?
Well, they did terrible last year. I haven't been following enough to say that who's expecting to do well or not, kind of a thing.
I'm just going by the talk
here.
Sports shows I listen to.
Yeah, I stopped following baseball when I stopped getting a paper. Which
Yeah,
was
if you
college.
don't look at the box scores every day, it's kind of...
Well, a newspaper just does a really good job of summarizing baseball in a page and a half, 2 pages, right? So it just makes it really
we
easy.
have so in Milwaukee, southeastern Wisconsin, we have the Journal Sentinel newspaper, which was a traditional newspaper, but they also have their sports section. You can go on their website and read it all for free and all that good stuff too. So a lot of people do that nowadays.
But I love baseball and I like following it. It's just, they play 6 or 7 games in a week. And there's, 14 to 16 games every day or something like that, depending on the day.
I like to listen. I usually listen to it on the radio. I listen to I don't know how much longer Euchre's going to be around, but it's just so fun to listen to him.
Sure.
Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely.
Dave Niehaus was fun to listen to.
I had the joy of Harry Carey back in that day. So that was nice.
Hey, Cubs fan.
Uh-huh.
Nobody's perfect.
Hey, man, the Cubs have won the World Series a couple of times in the last decade or so. Or is that the Red Sox?
No, it's one. That's a
the only
couple
one
of
we
times.
won.
That's actually a couple of times in the last century. Yeah.
Well, 3 total.
Actually.
3
they've.
total. We're doing okay.
Does anyone have a team that they root for that's won more recently than the Cubs though?
No.
Yeah.
Because the
and
Mariners haven't
Cubs
been to the
are
playoffs since 2001.
looking
So
okay this year so far, yeah.
I'm a Philly fan, so the 2008 is the last time they won the World Series.
Stoneguard's rough.
yeah, the Mariners have never won the World Series. So
Isn't baseball a sport where you could just buy a bunch of pitchers and win the championship?
you'd think
Yeah.
Well, New York
It
used to
doesn't
try
always
to do
work.
that, but they
doesn't work.
suddenly it doesn't work all the time. No.
You can get 3 really great pitchers though. Dominant pitching is amazing to watch.
the funny thing about pitching in baseball though is it's changed. The world of baseball pitching is changing dramatically.
Yeah,
Well-
it has to.
Well,
Speeding up
there
of
was-
it and so forth.
Well, so pitchers are throwing harder, but they're also throwing less innings.
Way fewer innings. Way fewer.
Yeah.
If you last 6 innings as a starter these days, that's rare. Well, maybe not rare, but
It depends.
a 7-inning start is rare.
Well, and they
Yeah,
had that big
these days.
controversy the other day. Some guy had a no-hitter into the 7th, and they pulled
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
he was
6
he was
They
at
pitch
90
count him.
pitches or something like that.
Yeah, well, he
Yeah.
was 6 1/3 innings, and he had 82 pitches. But hang on, he threw 41 or 42 pitches on opening day, so he had a lot more pitches thrown over that period of time than normally you would. But still, you don't remove a guy who's in the middle of a no-no.
Right.
I mean, that may be
Well,
his only
he
chance
didn't.
his entire career. You know,
You didn't
I
used
agree.
to, but but
yeah, you
it's
do now.
but see, it's a change in thinking too, because the reason why they're doing that is they're thinking in longer terms, right? Like they're thinking of it in terms of we need this guy to last the whole season. And there's a lot of data that shows that this is good, right? I mean, like they pitch. You think about major league pitchers. I mean, they're the first people to report to spring training, so they're showing up at spring training in what, like early February, mid-February?
A week early.
Sure, but that's not really necessarily the point. But they show up like February. They're at spring training, throwing, and if you go to the World Series, right, like you're pitching into October. So that's like 3 months off. That's 9 months of pitching and throwing your arm. And as hard as they throw now, I mean, it's no wonder that Tommy John surgeries are on the rise. But 538 did which is a website. I don't know if we talked about it here before, but Arcot and I love this website. It's really data driven on politics and sports. But they did an article recently that was talking about this and fewer innings, like pitchers are throwing harder and fewer innings, kind of a thing. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but if you go back to the '60s when you had Denny McLain and
Koufax,
Gibson, I mean these guys were throwing close to 300 innings every year, and and they would win 300 games. They had long careers.
Sure.
So and Bob Gibson threw as hard as anybody ever. Maybe he didn't throw 102 mile an hour fastball like Nolan Ryan or somebody, but these guys were throwing a lot of innings and they were throwing very hard.
Sure, but I'm just not sure I buy the, they're lasting longer because they're throwing fewer innings. What I wonder and what I'd like to see is a study based on if they throw more innings, is their arm in overall better shape because they're used to it, because they're used to throwing a lot more innings. Is their arm stronger? Will it last longer because they've had all the work? I think there's a correlation more between they can throw harder and be better with shorter outings, if that makes sense. I think that's what people are reacting to more than
okay.
More so
tell
than.
Me this: Are you going to have a 300 game winner? Is there going to be a 300 game winner from this point onward?
Sure. I think so.
Who?
I mean, you only got to pitch 5 innings to get to be eligible for a win as a starter. After that, you can get.
Yeah, but they're also getting fewer and fewer starts too.
Sure.
Like a starting pitcher
Moyer
now.
got it, didn't he? Didn't Jamie Moyer get there?
Moyer? No, Jimmy Moyer never got 300.
Or was he at like 280 something? I mean,
he may have been 280, but he was also 49 when he won his last starting job. So
sure.
He never threw hard to begin with. He was always a junk ball kind of guy. So he was going to be more durable than most hard throwers. So
yeah.
He was if you play on good teams, you can give up some runs and not have a whip of 1.0 or less.
Man, speaking about pitching on bad teams, poor Felix Hernandez. That guy should have like 100 more wins on a regular team. He's got such a. I mean, he had a year where he was like 13-12, and had the lowest ERA in the majors. And they were talking about him for the Cy Young Award just because of how.
Yes, he had a great year. Well,
but his run support was atrocious.
Yeah, exactly. Statistically speaking, it was. Yeah, exactly. He was a great pitcher, but he just couldn't. Like you said,
his ERA was like 1.62, and his run support was like 2. Just so bad.
Yeah, that's
Like
terrible.
he was throwing like shutouts through 7 or 8 innings, and like he'd be losing 1-0 when he left the game. It was dreadful. And going back to so I think there's definitely a concern about longevity, right? Especially when you part of it I think is the contracts these guys are getting, right? Like some of these
Oh, for
some of these
sure.
big
Oh,
you know,
for sure.
you're not
Absolutely.
gonna burn out your pitcher that you're paying
For
what
13
$30 million
years.
in a year. Like if he has Tommy John surgery, that's like a year and a half. That's $45 million to a guy who can't play for your team. But it's still counting for like your like the luxury tax or whatever it's called.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Well, it's also costing your team maybe 30 or 35 victories too.
Maybe. I would have ballparked it more in like the 10 to 15 range, but I think
Yeah,
the
that's
point is
fair.
still there.
Well, if your best guy can win 20 games a year and he's out for a year and a half, that's 30.
Fair enough.
I
Yeah,
mean-
no, that's that's fair math.
Yeah.
Welcome to Tuesday Night Baseball, everybody.
Yeah, right. I think it is interesting though. Like, I think about the big pitchers, the dominant pitchers from like I grew up watching that are now all out of the game, right? I put Jamie Moyer in there, but I don't know if that's really dominant.
I wouldn't call him dominant.
Hey, the guy was a wizard. though.
I call him crafty.
Yes, that's probably better. But I mean, he pitched for a long time, and he was a major pitcher for a long time, right?
For sure.
But you're talking about like Randy Johnson, Kurt Schilling, Pedro Martinez, especially Johnson, right? Like he started out as this guy who was throwing hard and throwing this wicked slider, and as years went on, he got more crafty.
Well, he could always throw hard. He just learned how to pitch. I mean, you're right. He was crafty in the right situation.
Well, as he got older, he couldn't rely just on the brute force
On the heater.
on the
no,
brute
no,
strength,
no.
right?
He had to learn. He learned another pitch or two for
Yeah.
sure.
And I think those are you're asking about like getting a 300 game winner. I think that's what a lot of those guys need to do. Is a lot of times that heater is kind of what gets you into the bigs these days.
Oh yeah.
But then like you gotta develop your pitching and keep developing it, right? There was an article. I'm trying to remember where it was on ESPN. There's an article about a guy that's going to be like a 30-year-old rookie or something like that as a pitcher. Like he dropped out and then.
Yeah. I
You
know
know
you're
what I'm
talking about,
yeah.
but I don't know the name. But yes, yes, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that was an
Yeah,
interesting story.
Yeah, he had and he dropped out. I don't think he dropped out because he no longer had the ability. Something came up in his life or something that
I think there
prevented
was-
him from.
I think the article was like he lost his nerve, as it were.
Okay, all right, that could be.
What was the name of the guy? He was like he went from like this decent pitcher to like the wildest guy. Like he had 6 wild pitches in a game at one point. Like, kill the battle rager first.
Yeah. There we go.
I don't know how much that can intimidate.
I'm yours. Come on.
Don't think I can intimidate the battle rager, unfortunately.
Yeah, be aware. There's going to be more guys that are going to pop up about when the name guy's half done.
Yeah. But see, unlike the damsels that I was playing with this weekend, we're gonna kill the named guy first, or the battle rager first, so we don't have to deal with those at the same time.
Yeah, I caught you guys. That was entertaining.
That's good. They're fun to play with, but usually when I'm on the show, like playing with them, I tend to like, for some reason, turn into a pumpkin all the time. They like 30 minutes into playing with them.
Get distracted.
No, it's just I get tired.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's pretty late in the evening.
I mean, it was only 9 o'clock. I was actually surprised I got tired. That was kind of weird.
Yeah,
Feel my jewels.
Counter sweeper.
I don't deserve the rest. I've hit fours on the field. I'll take it.
Oh yeah, now we're having fun.
Finally get to see big numbers again. It's so encouraging. I love
Oh yeah,
it.
you're like level 30 now, right?
29, but yeah.
Close enough.
Wits about you.
Yeah.
28,
I got my
29 is good,
weapons.
depending on what level your Ravenloft gear is.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I don't I get Ravenloft gear 28. I get this stuff at 28. Which, there's a lot of good stuff from here.
Uh-huh.
Yay, we finished.
You stopped his plan to create
Just-
We could have done three skulls.
I didn't mention that I had
Hey,
leveled,
we got a
which-
straggler.
Well, after last week, I didn't want to get
about
totally
5
bogged
times
down.
the DPS.
We'll do 3 on the next one. On the last one. Ooh. Deep Arcanum. I bet this is lousy.
Ooh,
Yeah, I don't want it. Anyone want this? Otherwise, I'm going to feed it to a sentient weapon.
I have one of these. No, I don't.
I have one.
Oh, I do have one. That's what I wear for a level. Nobody wants light armor.
No, just feed it to your sentient
Sure.
jewels.
Done
That's
and
all I
done.
do.
All right, I didn't use my claim ticket on this guy yet.
For the new
Sharn. No,
Oh, yeah,
Sharn.
Yeah. Haven't ordered yet. I should. I could. I just haven't.
I have to
mean,
do
you
my
got time.
taxes first.
I would say there's not really that much of a rush.
If I have to pay money into the government,
You get to play with the new toys early.
Speaking of new toys, the other thing I was going to do is...
Ooh, that's
Thinking
a
I
nice
should-
sword you got there, buddy.
Oh, yeah, the Volcrum one.
Mhm.
I was
like
thinking
how
I
the
should...
edges
I've got
split
this stable of... It's not anywhere near as impressive as, like... even though it's a stable of companions. Which, by the way, Turbine, if you're listening... Or, Turbine, jeez. Standing Stone Games, if you're listening. Can we organize this a little bit better, maybe? Like, I don't understand how the companions get organized in this thing at all. It makes no sense to me whatsoever.
It's not in order you got them.
No. Like, this peacock, which I was going to show off, is, like, in the number 2 in the second row. And the Bloodhound is, like, 2 rows down, but I've got way more after that. Like, I don't understand how they're organized in here at all. It makes no sense. It's weird. But
There's the
anyways,
question of the devs right there.
peacock. Whee!
Oh, that's awesome.
nice.
Yeah, it's a kind of a neat little thing. I'm gonna try to remember to actually like show some of this stuff on the stream.
Yeah.
I've got some other cosmetics to show off too.
Kill it! Oh,
Kill what?
the peacock. Those things are evil.
Are you in one of those places that's infested by peacocks?
Not infested, no. But we do have them. We're infested by iguanas.
Flamingos.
We actually don't have flamingos.
Oh yeah. North of you guys, is it?
No. I'm actually not sure where they are.
Not around.
I mean, I'm pretty south Florida,
Yeah,
but
that's what I was thinking. You're down in Miami.
West Palm,
Ah,
close enough.
Hey, look, they're fighting each other. Oh, things I can intimidate. So lovely. It's like my purpose has been restored.
Yay, so I don't have to anymore. Or we could just keep intimidating back and forth. That would really confuse them.
Yeah, it would. You give us a, Nope. A guy coming behind, though.
Nope.
Wow, though. Those guys down there did pretty good. Only 2 of them survived. Come here.
I like this guy.
Stoutheart stands
Referred
on
to
the
us as champions.
of the fray, looking very
Yeah.
pleased for some reason. He waves you over to speak.
I haven't talked to him as a paladin before.
Stoutheart walks
Can-
Alright, they're at
mounted
Well,
into the rock.
There's a paladin option there that says,
Through it.
I see the demon in you. And he's like,
Yeah.
hey, let's not skip to the end. See you later. Bye.
You mean Cthulhu? What?
Not quite.
To know who I am.
I don't actually know anything about this guy, to be honest.
Follow your reflection.
Let's see.
You step through the mirror. and
You talking
find
about Gratz?
yourself in another cave.
Yeah.
Stoutheart
Oh, hey,
is
look.
nowhere to be seen.
See you later, dudes.
AD&D Monster Manual 2.
Scowl.
He was the most popular entry.
In the glint of
Who?
Gratz.
Oh, Grastian.
Visions of wealth cannot be intimidated. Man. Oh, those dwarves I got to fight for us were not very helpful.
Well, it is Reaper. They probably don't scale.
All right, let's put a converter on Beavis.
Let's go.
Yet fours on the field. I'll take it.
So is anybody playing with the Inquisitive tree at all?
Not yet.
I looked at it today.
I don't know if I really have anyone to play with it on. Maybe my bard.
Sorry.
Yeesh.
It's not too late.
Yeah, watch out for the dot.
I messed around with, I converted my Artificer last night.
Clearfen.
And
Yeah.
transferred him over to Lamania today and played around with him a little bit and does very, very impressive amount of damage.
Yeah. I might, I'd probably play with my see if my artificer likes it. Though I do kind of like how my artificer's built at the moment. But I'm sure it does a lot more damage than-
The cave to the north. Such a fascinating specimen.
Promises
I want to know
riches.
much more about you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that law on your side.
Good question. Hey, don't you?
The what?
It's a natural.
Oh, yeah.
I am fascinated after all.
That law on your side, all that extra law damage, and if you get to take tier 5, there's a thing that lets you, that means you can do damage, the same D8 damage, not only to chaos, targets, but also to all other targets. So
Right.
it does like 300 points, 300 plus more, each shot does, more than 300 points extra. So it really helps.
My skin feels oily because I touched the gold. That's interesting. I haven't noticed this before.
Took Demon's Gold.
I guess.
Mhm.
And I've got 3 stacks of it. Curious what that does.
Same here. That's greed or whatever. Touched by greed.
Yeah, there you go.
Stoutheart's body shimmers and is replaced with a drow warrior.
Maybe he's susceptible to fire.
I don't know.
You step through the mirror.
It's probably doing a debuff of some kind that I don't know what it is. Probably reduces your MRR or something like that.
Vivid green grass under your feet. The soft breeze carries the scent of
Ooh,
flowers.
it really hurts your
reduced.
PRR.
Yeah, it does.
Look at your PRR. Oh my god.
Is that what it's doing?
Yeah, I'm I'm up to 190 now instead of whatever 220 something I had before.
You draw closer.
I guess I've got enough PRR that I didn't really notice. I'm not super good about paying that close attention to those kind of, like, I don't ever remember those numbers. I always have to look it up. Watch your placement.
Yep.
You're still in front of him. Hey, what are you doing? Intimidate success, and he's running away from me. Butthead.
Suddenly appears beyond the barrier. This
No, Butthead's
mirror
dead.
Flashes a smile fit for a predator and gestures you to approach.
Is this the guy?
And that touch agree doesn't like have a timer on it.
Who am I? Says the shape changer.
Do you have panacea?
His form shimmers and twists.
No.
I do.
The drow man has become
Let's
a
try it.
strikingly
You laughed at me once for taking that spell.
That's fair.
I'm a druid. That's just handy.
I can never decide.
Seem
kinda-
to work on touched by greed? No. Alright.
Oh, hang on. Let me try something. I got
Or
it.
perhaps you prefer something more wholesome.
Nope, that didn't work.
An honest, helpful.
Unyielding sovereignty didn't work.
I think we're gonna have to rest in order for it to be effective.
Probably.
Oh, behind us.
I invite you to come meet my real self. It's not much further. Just look.
It would be kind of funny if, like, you rested and then it blew up on you after you rested. I think that'd be a hilarious effect, right? It's some sort of debuff that everyone gets, and when you get up from resting, it clears and it blows up on the party like a trap. That could make resting interesting.
That'd be great.
No, that would suck.
I mean, it would need to be something that you could remove with, like, a reasonable ease. But then it would be a penalty for not removing it before you rested, right? I don't know. I think it'd be hilarious. But I'm also somewhat of a devious DM, so... Although Mr. Beaker took umbrage of my last DM choice. He was unimpressed by my ending.
Yeah.
Oh, succubi.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
a couple of them. We can actually run by these ones too.
Start a bigger fight.
No, you can run. There's a doorway up here.
So you're chicken.
No, it's going back to what we were talking about before we started recording.
Yeah, absolutely.
All you gotta do is walk through that mirror.
Sure, we can do that. I think somebody already did.
Blast! Oh, battle of crap.
Yeah.
He runs away and then ports right back. Go figure. Come on, give me remnants. Yay, remnants. All 19 of them.
Oh, Boo, I can't get back.
That's okay. This is the part that I don't remember as well.
An assured voice echoes from around you. You know instinctively that it's the
Ooh,
You're close,
incoming.
my humble home away from home.
I like how you can see him burrowing through the ground.
I have one more task for you before we take shape. A trifle. There are nearby.
Oh boy, these things have some hit points.
I've raised my
I don't deserve the risk. Yet fours on the field. I'll take it.
Don't concern yourself too much, though. I am anything but reasonable.
Yeah, that's pretty beefy.
For contending.
Oh, they're hiding beneath the ground too. Chicken.
Yeah, coward.
There he goes. Like both pop up, of course.
It's over 2K a couple times.
Nice.
Ow.
I do wish we had more purple worms in the game. I really like how they those monsters, I really like how that turned out. There's one. I'm just gonna run through here and find the things. So these things have a lot of hit points. Ooh. Sticky.
Uh-oh.
I got the last one. Well, maybe. I don't think I can touch it. Alright, let's get out of here. These guys have too many hit points to...
To mess with, yeah.
Can we get to the shrine?
Yeah, there's a shrine
Ooh.
there.
Yeah, I want a shrine.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take a moment to regroup.
I'll provide covering fire. Or covering interest. Uh-oh. Where you going, Beavis?
I never know.
You're honest.
Oh, right by the shrine.
Good friend.
If you're trying, just head on through the door there. Oh boy.
Yeah, let's get some buffs here.
Know me now. It's time we get properly introduced. I am Rust,
What a if we're gonna meet this guy in Heroes of Battle Rise.
Gratz? No.
I mean, we're in the Abyss.
Maybe.
There's
Hopefully Drac doesn't piss him off, because he'd probably kill us outright.
Well, do we get to fight Orcus with one arm left?
Arcus doesn't have one arm.
I chopped it off.
No.
He stuck it through and I hacked it off.
You tell yourself you did, but you really
I
didn't.
think that's a loose interpretation of what happened there.
Yeah. You should be dancing.
Ooh, nice.
Let's butter some giants. We'll teach those overgrown sloths not to mess with the dwarves.
Ah! Oh my gosh.
But,
Can't jump out of that. Oh, I don't know if there's actually anything in there. I think it's just a dead end full of acid.
yeah, don't go in there.
Like curtains make it really awkward. We'll find them.
Ooh, that's quick.
yeah.
Return with lightning speed. Let's get to it. Isn't that what you want?
He does hit pretty hard. Hey, pay attention to me. See, this is the kind of horns that Tiefling should have right here.
Yes.
That should be an option.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although, I guess there's a point of order question here. Are those actually horns, or is that a crown of something?
No, they're horns.
Okay.
And notice he also doesn't have a tail.
No,
Well, he's not a Tiefling
not,
either.
He's not a Tiefling. He is. No,
He's a demon.
He is the son of a demon and a succubus.
Oh, this feels kind of anticlimactic.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Somewhat. So how's everybody doing?
I don't know. There's some sort of gaze attack being probably happening. So
Yeah, I am about to die here.
fix that.
There we go. Thank you. I couldn't cast any spells.
The demon lord's gaze fades. You can look upon him once more.
Do.
Yep. Just chugging right along. I wish I could see how many hit points he had, because I'm curious.
I don't think Gratzes are in the monster manual.
I don't think he's in. I don't have them yet. Well, there's something to add right there, especially with Sharn.
They haven't done a monster manual in a while.
Probably about due to catch up.
Well, especially because I don't think we've had one since Ravenloft came out. So you're talking about having two expansions worth of new monsters that would be available.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it I think is just having, what are you gonna work? What are they trying to work on? But also like, how many options do you have? Like, what are the options to add to a monster manual?
A fair bit of werewolf action.
I think they're in the monster manual.
Yeah, werewolves are in.
They did put them in. Oh yeah,
hey,
that's
look.
probably
Succubus.
Yeah, it came up behind.
druid stuff.
Oh, it did. You got intimidated. But, Ravenloft has a bunch of stuff. Like, there's the hand claw, the crawling claws. I mean, we're getting goblins and Udyugs and shield guardians. There's some options.
So since we're getting goblins, you think they'll be playable anytime soon?
No.
No.
Here's the thing.
Bugbears, hobgoblin. Could we play any
If
of
they're
those?
gonna make a monster
No.
race, if they're gonna make a monster race, they're gonna make kobolds first.
And they're definitely
Yeah.
not going to do that.
I
So.
wouldn't say definitely.
Oh, I thought Steel Star or whoever he
Several.
was pretty clear on. Several was pretty clear on that.
Well, he had an interview with I think DDO Players News. They were talking about it, and I think basically what he said was something along the lines of, if they did kobolds, they don't know how to do it in a way that's enticing and makes sense. Because, like, do you do it in a way that is, like, you have a debuff on your character? And if so, like, how does that play out, kind of a thing? And what's the benefit from doing it? And why would players do it? And that kind of a thing.
For fun. They should be terrible, but they should be fun.
You can be a goblin in 5th edition with Ravnica. With the Ravnica book.
Ravenica, yeah, you can be a goblin in Ravenica.
Oh no, in Volos, I mean it's way before that. It's been
No,
out
but
for a while.
they really outline better.
But I'm getting ahead of myself again.
Anybody like this bastard sword?
Yes. Well, no, this tune will never. Oh, is it usable?
Oh,
is it?
yeah, it's one of them.
That's the Angdrelv.
Yeah, I would love to have it, but
Nope, it's yours.
thank you.
Now
I
you
will
get to get
definitely make.
schisms.
I will definitely make
Is
that
that,
one.
is that mixed with the white plume stuff?
Yeah. I'll never
Yes.
use it.
Did you want it back, Venicus? Because I haven't listened.
No, it wasn't mine to start with.
No, it was mine.
No, that's all yours.
Oh, did you want it back, Threxana? Then.
No, it's yours, dude.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you'll get those pieces probably pretty
Yeah,
relatively soon.
but you can only use it if you make a tiefling.
Yeah, I have one schism short, so.
What's that one turn into?
Isn't- oh,
There's
God,
a
I don't know.
bastard. There's a bastard sword. Is it a dagger?
Yes. No, this is a bastard sword, and it turns into a bastard sword. So.
There's not an
It
alternate
stays
version.
a bastard.
Oh, there's totally an alternate version of that.
Yeah, there is an alternate version. I just don't know what it's called off the top of my head. Let me look it up.
Oh yeah, I gotta figure out how to look it up.
40 named items.
Shit, something like that. Where's the?
Yeah, it's 40 named items. It's down near the bottom where it says other weapons. So it's called. That's the great sword. Is reflection of Andreeve and Soul Sorrow is what it's called. Soul Sorrow Bastard Sword.
That's cool. I want the scimitar.
Well, wait, didn't you
really
get it as a
badly.
bastard sword, or it is a?
Yes, it is
Yeah.
a bastard sword, and it stays a bastard sword.
It doesn't have, because the other ones all have like an alternate version. So that's
Well,
what I was wondering.
the great sword that comes out of there also stays a great sword.
Oh, is that what it is?
But it's
No,
called the
that's what it was. I thought that there was a I thought it was both. That it was one item. I didn't realize it was two
No.
separate ones.
No, they're two separate ones. Yeah.
So I think it's Temple of Elemental Evil that the scimitar comes out of, and the odds of me getting that are relative. I do look. Okay.
I don't know.
Chills Leopard. is the name.
Sure. Guys want to do? We got a little time. We want to do Memoirs of Evolutionary Larcener.
I'm down.
Sure.
Where's
I'm
that one
gonna-
again?
Down there, it's in the harbor down there.
I'm gonna switch
know where
to my
the big-
bard.
You know where the bridge is that crosses over that gorge that you used to slip through on occasion? It's down there, below.
right by the Inspire Quarter, isn't it?
Yes and no. I think
Fight Jerk's got a secret.
I'd love to get a new like a great mukbang with all kinds of bonuses. It may not be fun for everybody else.
You invite me back, Arcot.
what's your guy?
I put it in the DDOCast chat.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's okay. Harbor. That's weird. I have an arrow on my map telling me to go to Jack Frostbite. That arrow feels a little old.
Well, that's nifty. Why would you have an arrow to Jack Frostbite?
I don't know. It's just a weird one.
Yeah. I didn't get a new snow elemental gem to replace my one from last year.
Oh.
So no snow elemental at all this year. I think I maybe have 2 charges left on.
Ooh, I need to turn some favor in on this guy.
Do you think this can be done in less than 10 minutes?
Pretty close.
It could be. I don't know if we'll do it in less than 10 minutes.
Okay, well, if we can't do it in less than 10 minutes, then I gotta go. Somebody's
rest.
holding up their raid for me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we're in.
Oh shit! I went to.
You went to Good
So-
Intentions.
I did go to Good Intentions. Damn it! All right, hang on. Be right there.
Don't be shy.
That's okay. The
Come
first
in,
couple
come
parts of this are just,
in.
Walk around.
blah, blah,
talk to
blah.
people, stuff.
Step on over to the symbols on the floor.
You're trying for a Reaper tiara, or whatever the hell the thing's called.
No, I'm just doing it to do it.
There's a couple of neat toys that come out of here, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
first
Pansophic
is
Circlet
the
is
hero
one.
of this story, a true upstanding citizen.
I haven't looked at it in a minute, but
Although
I just remembered
she
there being
is a
pretty decent.
master of disguise.
It's got a lot of spell power. Like universal spell power and universal spell power and insightful spell power and like quality spell power all in the same item. And if you get the Reaper version, then you've got +2 to stats potentially, which is fun. You know what I should do? Do bard things.
When we were running Ravenloft, I forgot that I had pulled a knife palm with Mythic 1 and Reaper 3.
Nice.
I'm pretty psyched about that.
I don't actually know how good this is gonna be, but we'll see what we can do. Smoked.
Right off the bat.
Wow.
They dinged you, didn't they?
Cool.
Yeah, that's the breaks for actually being the guy to talk to the starting the quest rip.
Nice.
Still getting shot. Oh, this guy's behind me. Oh, there's nothing for him to shoot anymore. Damn it.
Sorry.
That
Foiled.
that's okay. One.
One can shoot the other. Oh, he will go.
Yeah. I don't have dismiss charm on my hot bar. You turned that on
We're
there.
getting close.
Ow. Ow.
Oh, ow! What? Where'd that come from?
How long do you have?
10 seconds.
Okay.
Hey, Bubba, you got shot.
Okay.
Don't move,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Got defensive fighting on there.
Ow. 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 I'll put displacement on myself. That would probably help.
Oh yeah. I mean, half the time.
Wait, they are shooting arrows, so you can keep moving, and they shouldn't be able to hit you.
They're quick.
I
They have a
mean-
quick
I know, but you can try.
Not the worst idea I've heard, but in practice, it's a little trickier than that.
No, it's not hard at all.
Hey, get off me!
Come here.
It works perfectly.
Oh, watch back. Uh-oh, I made a friend. Probably bad.
Yeah. There we go. Now we're talking.
Where are you going? He doesn't like me very much.
I'm not sure how much this archer's actually doing, but I'm gonna keep charming him like he's a rock star.
I don't know, when they're shooting me, they seem to do okay.
Yeah, right. He'll die eventually. Oh, there he went.
Okay.
Getting there.
Yeah, he's almost done now.
You don't have to go home, but you sure can't stay here.
Okay.
Amongst the bodies.
On the bright side, we didn't have any champions there.
I think
Yeah.
she forgot to
Yeah, that was pretty
mention
More
amazing.
the elf
Reapers.
has a lot of friends. You
Feels
may
abnormal to not have any champions there. And there's champions.
Sure, you had to say something.
Yeah, well, you know. Hmm. Ow. Got them all.
Yeah, nicely done.
That wasn't really what I was going for, though.
Yeah,
I was really going for like one of them to not.
not succumb to your
Yeah.
will, but you know, you're just too good.
Accidentally good.
Yeah.
Good with unintended consequences. Yeah,
Mhm.
this is more effective.
Unintentional. Look at you.
Yeah, but see, now I have dismiss charm on my hotbar, so.
Yeah, I figured something like that may have been a fight.
Haha.
Nice.
Loving it. Ow. Ow. That's not good.
Oh, was that champ over there?
Yeah,
Came with
he
me.
belted me a few times.
Come on with us.
Come, step on the blue thing.
Brexata, let's go.
Sorry.
Alright, see if I remember how to do this part.
Perfect.
A ship fit for a... Well, fit for a minor
There's no
figure of
shrine
the
in here?
Shine Syndicate.
There's
Well,
one.
no, just for the smell, but
There is one,
they
but
do
most people
strive
tend to
be
skip it.
authentic.
Where's the other person? It's a good thing I did this recently, because I,
All right. Well, you got 3 of us that are lost here.
stay where we ported in.
Yeah. we can
It's
just
up.
go
It's
right
like a
back to the
bloody
bottom.
maze up here.
You can come all the way back to the bottom. It all happens.
There we go. Everybody here?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Fighting. Nice.
Very.
Ooh, here we go.
That.
Oh, I've never
like
seen them
that.
come down before.
Hmm. I think I just tried to charm something that's immune to charms. Ow, ow, and ow. There's 2 champer archers up there.
As long as they're not focused on me, there won't be.
Actually, they might both be immune to... I think it was a chest. No. Not lame.
Yeah, it's deceptive.
Oh, wait, there's a chest there.
Oh yeah, the room chest.
Yeah.
Ah, the forest.
I don't have any massive viscerals. Oh, well.
I have,
It
if we
doesn't
kill this
matter.
group, I have invisibility.
I do too. I think he might need a shrine though, so it's not taking us very long to cruise through this, so I don't think it's a big deal.
Like butter, these guys.
Hey, room chest.
Rem.
Game's been extremely generous with wands and scrolls for me lately. None that I particularly want.
Isn't there a shrine in here? Maybe there's not.
Hop on the
think
symbol
so.
one last
I thought there was a
time,
shrine in there
then we shall
somewhere.
return to where it all began.
Try not to die.
A mean trick, I
I know, and I
Ha!
but this is where the story actually ends. Trapped in a clearing in the woods with
Correct, actually, you don't want to be there.
descending upon you.
Yep.
I did say there would be danger after all.
Now it's getting exciting.
Yeah. Beautiful. Let's try this. That always tends to work. Can
I found a
take you
stuck
out in
spot.
15 seconds.
Ow.
Here's up.
Dang it.
What do I have? Oh, crap.
Yeah, you did. That could be awkward.
Okay, this is gonna be bad.
I'm clear.
Dang it.
Yep. Get me.
I need to turn that off.
Clear. Thanks, Beavis.
Beautiful. Oh, crap. Nice heal. You're so close. Just die. Thank you.
There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Oh, sure, I got food. That's great.
Oh, it's Cena.
Oh, it's almost back up. Relatively.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Seem to be under
That's it.
points.
Do you have a spell point song charging you up?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
No
right.
Scrolls.
Doi. It's not area effect, it's single target.
Yes.
Yep. Been a long time since I ran a spell singer. The rules were way different in those days.
See, I was mixing the two because I was like, oh well, the
The
new one affects everybody. No, or the new one does all my songs and it affects everybody. It's like no, it does all the songs but it only affects one at a time.
Well, you fared better than I
Yeah, there we go.
expected. Hop on the cymbals one last time. No. I really mean
What was that, like
this
15
time.
minutes?
No more tricks.
Every time I play this quest, I kinda want to punch this guy.
Only kind of. Understandable, for sure. Definitely understandable.
This is why meeting strangers is so interesting. A story even I didn't know
16
existed.
minutes.
I
Oh,
was
hypnotic
on the
pendant.
edge of my seat the whole
Anybody want the
time.
hypnotic pendant?
I got
thank
the paramecial lens illusion focus for
Yeah.
anybody. It's tough to go with the phantasmal killer.
No, we were talking about the Pensophic circle, and I've got one in my inventory I could have looked at. Doi. The potency 131, Cypher 65, quality 15, magical efficiency 10%, and a green slot. That's why it's pretty good. Especially if you cast a lot of different elements and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotta go. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take
We,
care. See you next week.
We'll be signing
Enjoy
off
the
here.
raid.
Thanks for watching DDOCaSplat. We'll be back next Tuesday. You can watch past shows in our weekly DDO news and discussion podcast at DDOCast.com or our YouTube DDOCast page. And you can also watch DDOCast live on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/DDOCast. Check out DDO.com for other streamers and then on twitch.tv/DDO stream, where you can also watch D&D nights on DDO stream Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Many of us are playing in that as well, although maybe not as many currently, but we have a lot of fun. You can watch us play D&D on Fantasy Grounds, our sponsor. Thanks for watching.